This episode of Gamescast is brought to you by kindafunny.com/store. Guess what? Could you get this shirt there? No, you can also get that on Received site, but you don't want to do that. It is a nice shirt, though, and it goes really well with this desk. But there's a lot of shirts that go better with a bunch of different... Cool, Greg, can you give me the blue? Give me the blue light down there. Yeah, a lot of Kinda Funny shirts go really nice with that, and you can get them right there on kindafunny.com/store, and we'd appreciate it because it pays for Andy's salary. And you want more party modes, right? I know you do. I've seen the comments. You want them longer. You want more. You want this. You want that. You want how to make that happen? I don't know. Buying shirts probably won't directly make that happen, but it will go a long way in making us think about it. You know what I mean? kindafunny.com/store. What's up, guys? Welcome to the first ever episode 150 of the Kinda Funny Gamescast.
Yeah, we did it.
We did. We're celebrating with one Dan Ryckert from Giant Bomb.
Hi, that's me. I'm Dan.
Yay. Oh, well,
One of the coolest dudes in
for
video
you.
games. Greg Miller.
Hi, it's me, Greg.
And we got some beers.
Lots of beers.
We do.
Yeah.
Well, we're recording late at night.
Yeah, so
Yes.
it's late night recording of Gamescast.
Yeah.
It's one of those things we're recording this episode pretty early. I think that this is 3 episodes ahead of time.
Sure.
As a time we're
Because we're on holiday break when this posts.
Get it in the can.
Yeah,
So this is gonna
exactly.
be-
You know,
get it in the can.
about this. You ever make content on the internet, Dan?
A little bit, yeah.
So this is going to be a fun little time capsule special, but Dan is in town, so we're like, well, we gotta do something fun. And since it's late at night, it's like, you know what? We're not going to do the whole normal Gamescast rigmarole when it comes to the This Week in Gaming History and top of the show and blah, blah, blah.
Tom Bach, go fuck yourself.
No, Patreon producer
Oh, sorry.
Tom
No, we
Bach.
still like
Shout
Tom
out to
Bach.
you.
I'm
You're
sorry.
fantastic.
When there's no rules, I don't know what it is.
But this is going to be more free form. We're just going with it, having some fun.
We're gonna have a
talk about some
conversation about video games.
Okay. I brought gifts.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Yeah.
It's a couple
Let's start
gifts
with
here.
the gifts.
Sure. Yeah, I like this.
All right. I got 2. I guess I'll give one to you and one to you.
Okay.
All right, Tim. Mm-hmm. I have a giant, most likely
Jesus
expired
God.
gummy bear.
Sweet Jesus. Kevin, how much does this excite you?
Oh my God, none. He said fire.
Could you put this down?
Did he say fire coming?
Expired.
likely expired.
Likely expired. That's never stopped Kevin.
It's been sitting
Largest.
around for a long time.
never
And
stopped.
Greg,
Yeah.
'tis the season, it's the holidays, so
Yeah.
I got you a jack-o'-lantern filled with hundreds of Mortal Kombat pops.
Oh,
Mortal Kombat
neat.
pogs. Oh my
Yes.
God.
Why do I
topical.
feel like you're just cleaning out the Giant Bomb office?
I don't know where you would get that
Where?
idea,
I got a
Greg.
Johnny
Oh, it's been-
Cage, and I got a Sonya.
Now, Kevin,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
that's
need
and
for you
lots
guys.
more of them. Yeah.
There's no
okay.
Kano for some reason. It's the
Oh,
rest of the
okay.
MK1
Okay.
cast. No Reptile, no Shang Tsung, Goro,
Okay.
but the core
Wow,
7
lots of
minus
Sonya.
Kano.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kevin, I'm gonna need you to do me a favor.
I'm not eating it.
Well, I'm not going to ask you to eat it. You're just going to do that on your own volition. But I'm going to ask you to please use the Sky Cam.
Okay, give me 2 seconds.
Hold on. We'll give you all the seconds to roll. We got
Sky
beer.
Cam?
Yeah,
Yeah,
look
we
at
got
that
Sky
right
Cam.
there. See?
So,
Man.
okay, we got what this is, the world's largest gummy bear. That makes sense. We got a giant gummy gator. Cool. Giant gummy king snake. Fine, whatever. Giant gummy peace sign. Don't really understand
That's a bear.
the logic of all of that. But then there's just a double-sided dildo.
Double-sided dildo.
It clearly says world's largest gummy worm, so...
Hey, you know what? Multiple uses. That's cool for anybody
So-
involved. This thing is heavy.
Yeah.
It's got some
Because-
girth.
dense.
Yeah.
Because we're recording this
5
out of order.
Yeah.
I can't give context on the air. But Dan, we have a gift for you too.
Oh, dear.
It's a bag of
Okay.
rocks.
I get a bag of rocks?
Yeah.
Is this like fun candy rocks or something?
No,
Or
no,
you
just
got-
straight up rocks.
Oh, that's just literal rocks. Look at that.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
Why are they wrapped like this?
You know what? Don't
Okay,
ask a lot of questions.
These are nice, actually. I need to get like a little fountain for my
You got some
apartment.
nice rocks.
Dude, if
Rather
anyone
than-
out there has a koi pond in need of rocks, you got an aquarium,
Come on
hit
the
up
show.
Kevin at kindafunny.com. He will fucking hook you up.
You up. Although shipping on these things. Careful your phone, Greg.
Oh, dear.
Pro move. Thank you.
That looked like a scary time.
I've had
Ladies and
half a
gentlemen,
beer. I'm ready to get fucking crazy.
This is
Sweet.
the Kind of Funny Gamescast. Each and every week we get together, talk about video games, all the things we love about them. You can watch it live by going to patreon.com/kindoffunnygames for just $1. Or you can get it VOD early every Friday. Same place, patreon.com/kindoffunnygames. Or you can watch it later. on
Literally
youtube.com
every other one is
/kindoffunnygames.
Sonya.
Yeah, it's a lot of Sonya.
Big fan. Big fan. Trying to get some, equality going on.
Sure, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
We can only have one female in the core 7, but
There's
we'll
gonna be a
give
whole
you.
bunch of her. So it's good. So Dan, you are
Yes.
here. You have moved. You've left us. You used to be here with us. Then Taco
San
Bell
Francisco.
married you.
Yep, I got married and moved
So
to New
much
York.
has happened.
Taco Bell, yeah, all that stuff happened. It's been the busiest year of my life by a long shot. Also the best.
I was going to say, yeah, best year of your life? Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. 2017 has been very, very good.
Just because of video games, or also because of the marriage thing? I mean,
Mainly the marriage thing.
Okay, the marriage thing, that's
I
one
also
too.
like New York
Yeah.
City a lot. It's
Sure.
also been my favorite year of games since God knows when. This has
do
been
you think this is the best year of games?
ever? I would put it up against like 2001 and 1998.
Yeah, that really says that.
Yeah, because 2001 was, Metal Gear 2, Final Fantasy 10, GTA 3, Twisted Metal Black I loved. And then 98 was obviously Metal Gear, Ocarina, it's
Pokemon.
two great ones.
Yeah.
I'd say it's the best
Half-Life.
since at least 01.
Gotcha. I still make the argument. I think it is the best year of gaming, and not just because of we got a Zelda and we got a Mario, but the fact that it feels week after week, and maybe now in the holidays slowing down a bit, but throughout the rest of the year, week after week, there was something amazing to play. Like there was the caliber of games we were getting was crazy.
You know what? I've been thinking a lot about you making that argument
Go
because
ahead.
I want to fight it. I want you to be wrong. I want
Yeah,
there to be
you
some
love-
type
you
of
love being mad at
back
me and
forth.
arguing with me.
Exactly. But I think that you might be right, if only because when you're talking greatest year, back in the day, we would only get stuff at the end of the year.
Right.
Maybe a couple things would trickle into a March release.
Yeah.
But this year, it's like, no, bam, bam, bam. Every single month had something great.
exactly.
Well, this was insane too because in March the Switch launched, and the Switch is my favorite Nintendo system since the Super Nintendo, like pretty much already.
Yeah.
And it launches with Zelda, which was one of the best games I've ever played in my life. Played the hell out of that, and then over the summer months when there's not really much coming out, PUBG kind of took over the world.
Yep.
I don't remember when that actually entered early access or when that became what
when
it
it
is
started
now.
becoming the event. It was summertime because it was Games Daily started, and it was like,
Okay.
oh, they've moved this many million units. That's cool. I wonder where they'll top out. Oh, they're getting close. They beat Dota's record for a day. Not that they beat they'll never beat their,
Right.
they beat the overall. It was like a domino snowball effect of just
Yeah.
do.
And so I played that all summer, and that's just an incredible game. And then Mario, just unbelievable game.
And you're the first person to get all the moons.
Yes, I do believe I was the first civilian non-Nintendo person to get all the
That is
moons.
fantastic. I
How
love
I gotta
that.
maddening
look at the
was
review.
that, though?
Maddening?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I loved it. Like I kind of
Yeah.
want to start it and do it all again now. Like
Yeah.
Nothing says I have to get all the moons to review it.
Sure,
I was
yeah,
just
yeah.
obsessing over it. I was
But
playing
I've
for
been there
16
like
hours a day.
trying to platinum something or beat something before it's out, and there's those like the puzzles you can't figure out. And I'd see you occasionally pop up on Facebook in the video game reviewers thing and be like,
Yep.
does anyone know how to do this one thing?
Because I had 900 something,
Yeah.
and then I needed like a couple more. I know there's technically only 800 or something, but blah, blah, blah. You can buy other ones. But yeah, there'd be a couple where it's like, I can't find where this picture is. Like
Yeah.
I've looked all over this level. I have no idea how to find it. The Toad guy won't tell me, but
Toad, man.
wound up finding them all. Man, it's one of the best Marios and one of the best Zeldas, if not the best of both series.
I feel like we've talked Mario and Zelda to death in a lot on this show a lot because we really love those games. But I can't have you here and not get into an in-depth discussion about Mario.
Sure.
You definitely are the number one Mario fan that I know. You know
Oh,
Mario
wow.
very well.
Okay.
And I feel like I know it very well. But seeing the way that you talk about the game, play these games, you are an expert at it.
I wouldn't be sitting here. I wouldn't have this job without Mario. That's what made me fall in love with games.
No pressure of making definitive claims.
I'll make super definitive claims.
Really? Make them. Just fucking make them. Go. You know what I'm asking you. Where's it rank? Like
Oh.
Odyssey. Like how does that, how does it
Okay,
compare
okay.
to the galaxies of the world?
Before Odyssey came out, I would say my number one was World, followed by 3, followed by Galaxy 2, followed by Galaxy 1. After that, maybe 64. So
You're a
Odyssey.
classy guy.
Fuck
You got classy
Sunshine.
moves.
Hey, I love Sunshine. I'm doing a whole
He's just
feature on
with
Giant
me.
Bomb right now. Where we
It
play
just didn't
Sunshine.
rank though. It didn't rank is what I'm
Sunshine's-
saying. You know?
Yeah, it's not, Sunshine
top 5.
is not top 5 Mario.
Just letting you know. Just letting you know.
And playing it this year, you can tell how it's aged a bit, and like the camera is very, very bad and everything. Not like 64's was great or anything.
Sure.
But it was a product of its time. So I would say it is definitely top 3.
Top 3.
Yeah, I like to wait a while.
Yeah, of course.
You wanna
even
marinate.
though I just said I would make a definitive
Yeah,
statement.
yeah.
Your definitive statement is I like to wait a while. That's a statement.
that is
You're making a statement.
yeah. I would say it's definitely top 3 though, because I do think it's the best 3D one. So it's between that 3 and World, which maybe it's top 2.
Is that
for
easy
sure.
to say though? Like, is it easy for you to say that Odyssey is better than the Galaxy games? I have trouble kind of separating Galaxy 1 and 2. I agree that I
Yeah.
would say 2 is better than 1. But like it's been so long since I've played through those games. So I couldn't, in the same way that I could talk about Mario 3 and Mario World on top of the differences and why I love this and that
Right.
forever. Galaxy and Galaxy 2, it kind of blends.
It kind of
They're both
does.
so good.
And it's kind of hard to rank those two because one had that crazy, like, holy shit, like, I've never done this, like, gravity, planetoid stuff. So it had kind of that wow factor coming out of the gate. And then they showed the trailer for Galaxy 2 at E3 that one time, and it was like,
oh, it's more.
Oh, weird. Is this an expansion pack?
Yeah.
Like, this feels like, are these discarded levels? What is this? So, like, my expectations were kind of low going in. And while I think overall it's a better game, it didn't have the wow factor, like that first time feeling.
Sure.
I just think it's better by a smidge. There's less, like, motion control gimmicks and stuff like that.
Fucking waggle.
Yeah, I actually thought Galaxy didn't do it that
The
bad.
waggle was not bad.
The
in
little shake wasn't bad.
games. The jumping to the different blue stars,
and
where you
dragging
kind of
it.
were all floating, that was a little overdone.
But they don't do it. I don't know. I didn't think they did too much. I just didn't think the mechanic was that good.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I would say it's the best 3D one.
Nice.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Where does 3D World fall into your...
So I love 3D World. Beat it several times. Got every single coin. And it was green stars in that
Yeah,
one,
the
right?
green stars
Yeah,
for
did everything
extra
you can do. I don't consider that a mainline Mario game, and this has been a point of contention on Twitter, on
I remember
podcasts, and
seeing
things like
this.
that.
Wait, why?
Because,
I
and
love that
anyone who
game.
has heard this conversation elsewhere, I'm so sorry to hear this again, but it is the structure is so different. It's a point A to point B, like, hey, we're going
It's
to
a
the
2D
flagpole.
Mario game in 3D.
I guess, yeah, you can put it that way, where it's not this like open, more free roaming, like, playground. Or in 64 Sunshine Galaxy, you can kind of just like go where you want to within these levels. 3D World and 3D Land, you are definitely just like, this is where you start the level, this is where you have to go. There's like, maybe you can go down that pipe or you can go up that hill, but it doesn't really branch that much.
Gotcha.
So the argument I've always made, though, is that you're right, it does branch off, but there are 3 branches of Mario now. There is the 2D platformers, there's the 3D open world platformers, and then there's the 3D obstacle-based platformers.
Yeah,
That
I agree.
the 3D Land, 3D World are a part of, and to an extent, I'd say half of Galaxy 1 and 2, and a bit of Galaxy.
Yeah. I would say overall, though, I'd classify it as the new series, new Mario Brothers, if they're still doing more of those.
not.
The
God, I hope
3D
not.
series, as in 3D in the title, and then the like sandbox ones like Odyssey, Sunshine, 64.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I'd say Galaxy's more sandbox than linear.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird half step between the two, but I
Yeah.
think that's a good thing because it's like I liked that the Galaxy levels and worlds weren't too big.
Yeah,
and it was
yeah.
like you always everything felt fresh because you were always doing something different. I feel like Odyssey does a good job of that as well, where you're in these giant worlds, but every set of moons you get is just in a different kind of corner of that world that
Yeah.
feels different than the others. Especially, I first really noticed it in the sand dunes.
Yeah, Sand Kingdom.
Sand Kingdom, yeah, where it's like, oh shit, like everything feels super separate, but I'm still
Yep.
in this whole thing.
Definitely.
Now I said we weren't going to talk too much about Mario and Zelda, but we already did.
Who the hell cares?
They're my
Is this a
favorites.
conversation?
I'm just
show? We're
trying-
here
I'm
drinking
just-
beers,
I'm
having
just-
fun.
I'm just trying to make sure that the people
got
aren't
Dan
hearing
here?
the
You
same
wanna pick
things
us?
over and over. Dan, since we have you,
Yes.
besides Mario and Zelda, this year in games, and the other one besides Horizon, we love Horizon. We talk about Horizon. What
you
are the
love
games
Horizon?
for you that you've been loving?
I liked Horizon quite a bit. I liked it more before Zelda came out. So I played like maybe 30 hours of it before Zelda came out, and then I just went nuts on Zelda for a while
Sure.
and went back like, I gotta go back to Horizon. I put so much time into it. I was really enjoying it, and I do like it a lot. But that felt so much more like, open world we've seen before, where you pull up the map and there's a million icons and objective markers and stuff. Where Zelda was this like true open world of just like, I'm gonna climb this
Figure it
tower
out.
and see these things.
Yeah.
So it definitely brought it down a bit for me. And like the story, I think had a lot of intrigue and everything at the beginning. I was curious where it was going. Some of those text logs and everything,
Yeah.
and seeing what happened to the world was very interesting. But by the end, I thought Aloy was a pretty flat character. I wasn't too big in the story. Like I actually think that I dropped it off my personal top 10 for the year.
Oh, wow.
But I liked it a lot. It's a huge technical achievement. Like when I got my OLED TV, that was
Oh,
the
yeah.
first thing. It's like, oh shit, that in the Pro.
Do you
is
have
like,
the LG?
yeah, the LG OLED. Yeah,
I
it's-
love that everyone has it now. It makes me so happy.
everyone's getting it. Yeah,
It's so
Benny just got
beautiful.
it. Jeff's got it. Yeah, we're all
Great.
getting that.
Fantastic.
But I do like it a lot. But there was just so much this
Just
year.
wondering.
Yeah, it's good.
Monster.
I'd say Cuphead's way up there for me. I love Cuphead.
I mean, whatever. It's so stupid because we always talk about the game of the year as if it's like, oh man, it's such a bummer that this year's so good.
There's too
That
many
these
games that
are
were
getting-
great this year.
Cuphead is such a special game, and I think it's so special to me and to the video game industry and world because that was a game that had so much hype and was delayed in quotes so many times,
Yeah.
and had such bad previews after a while. Where I feel like the conversation turned into, ooh,
It's starting to sour.
Why isn't there platform levels? There should be platform levels, and then it turned into, oh, this is too hard, and I don't know, and these
platform levels suck.
These
weakest part of
platform
the
levels
game.
suck.
Yeah.
Yeah, this isn't good. And then it came out, it's like, oh, this is perfect.
Well, they went quiet, right? That was the problem.
Yeah.
They came out, oh man, this boss fight is really hard but awesome. What are the platform levels? There are none. Oh, hey, we made them. Oh, we don't like them. And then it was silence for the longest time, and it was Xbox spinning its wheels trying to figure out what's
And I
going
would
on.
have bet that this game was going to flop. I was like, oh, it's going to look beautiful, but it's going to be super short. It's not really going to connect with people besides the visuals and aesthetic overall of the game. But I was so wrong, and I'm happy that I was, because it's gameplay perfected.
I've never seen a game get hyped so quickly, because it was in the middle of like a sizzle reel of like, here's all the like independent games coming out from Microsoft, and like they were just showing a billion, with no context clips of different games, and everyone saw like 3 seconds of Cuphead.
What the fuck was that?
What the fuck is that thing?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
need
yeah.
more of that. Forget everything else here. What is Cuphead? And then years and years of waiting for it and for it to deliver the way it did. Like I agree, the platform levels were the weakest part.
Yeah.
But those bosses and the way they animate and the challenge, it's just incredible.
It is just style, right?
Yeah.
Like you talk about style in a game and what does that mean exactly, or visual flair. Like that's what that game is.
Yep.
For me, the platform levels, I even thought that in the final game, they weren't that bad. Like, I liked them as kind of a change of pace from the boss fights. And yeah, I probably would agree they're the weakest part, just
Right.
because the bosses had such character to them,
Yes.
whereas the platform stages, some of them got a little bit samey.
Yeah.
But even then, not too much.
I don't think they're
But it was just
bad.
compared to when we played the platform levels at E3. They were
Right.
very different, and they were there was a lot less going on. And whereas I feel like the platform levels in the final game felt more like boss fights, just you have to move left to right.
Right.
The one at E3 felt more just like kind of like Mario, where it's like, oh yeah, just get through the stage. You can get hit a whole bunch of times, and then the final one is like, no, you need a flawless run to get through this.
Yeah. I don't think they're bad. I just think they're unnecessary. I think you can do that game and just have it be a boss rush. I mean, because that's obviously where it excels. So yeah, that's way up there. I mean, I loved RE7. I loved. God,
Still so hard to believe RE7 came out this year.
yeah, was it January,
January.
February?
Yeah, January.
Yeah.
It totally kicked off of the year, and it was
Yeah.
just one of those things I forget about all the time when we talk about game of the year and this thing. It's been such an amazing year, and then you go back to like, no, it's been amazing since fucking January
Day one.
when
Yeah.
it started.
I loved Metroid, Samus Returns. That was so much better than I expected it to be.
It was a surprise. To me, it was so much better than I thought it would be. It was also kind of like a half step, whatever, where I'm like, at least I'm happy that there's more Metroid come out. I'm happy that it sold so well. And I was bitching so much when they first announced that it was on 3DS.
Yes.
Because I was like, why? Put it on the fucking Switch. And now that they didn't, and now that it's over, I'm so happy they didn't, because it was like, cool, let's get Metroid out there. Let's have it sell a whole bunch. Get people remembering why they love Metroid, so that we can have a proper next one on the Switch. Because it was a half step. It was a remake of 2.
Well, I think my hype levels were so low for that one because of like numerous things. First of all, they don't even show it during their E3 Direct. It's like an afterthought. Like,
Hey,
oh, by the way,
stay tuned for Treehouse Live. There's gonna be
Yeah.
something happening.
Yeah, it's like, oh, by the way, here's this thing. Also, it's on 3DS. Also, it's a remake of Metroid 2, and I just played through all of AM2R like a few months before that. And then I found out it was Mercury Steam, and I hated what they did with Castlevania, that like weird 2.5D one. I like Lords of Shadow, but the kind of 2D one, it didn't feel right. So I was like, this is just going to be terrible. And turned out to be actually really good and different enough from AM2R it feels like different games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else?
I got a big list. That SteamWorld Dig 2
Were
was good.
you big on Nier?
So I've been hearing a lot about Nier, a lot of spoilery stuff while we've been doing our Game of the Year podcast, and it's fascinating, some of that stuff, some of the things it's doing, but I did not enjoy playing it, so I fell off fairly early. I just didn't think the gameplay was that good.
Yeah.
But a lot of the ideas, and without saying much, like the different endings and things like that, I know about all that stuff that happened, and I love weird stuff like that.
Yeah, like Metal Gear shit, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
100%.
that's the thing.
Yeah.
That's what Andy's been trying to sell me on Nier with, because he played it over a break or whatever and came back and was like, it's like Metal Gear. And so I started it up and did the same thing where I played for a little bit and I was like, I kind of, okay, like I like what you're doing, mixing it up from going to like to being a shmup to being an action game to being this, like,
Right.
but I bounced out. I wanted to play something else. I'm like, I'll come back and try it later, but I can see the Metal Gear. Now, James, you're shaking your head in
Yeah,
disgust.
see that.
James, come over here. James is here visiting. He Conquer the Day Foundation brought him in. James, tell people why you like Nier.
Well, to start, for me personally, I just like the combination of the different, like the shoot 'em up, like I don't know, the
Top down.
arcade top down,
Yeah.
and then also I'm a big fan of hack and slash. Like I love Devil May Cry games, and I love Bayonetta, and I love that, and I love how well they did that. And then also the open world. While it's not crazy open world, it's not. That's one of the good things. It's not like Horizon where it's get the little dots and fill it out. It's just like, hey, it's open world. It's not huge, so you can manage it. And then they're pretty interesting locations. They're not crazy different, but they are interesting enough that each area is interesting and spices it up. And then also the game doesn't hold your hand at any point. I think, was it Andy who's talking about? There was the one ship that if you hit it, you'll die.
Oh yeah,
Doesn't
turn it in.
Yeah, it doesn't really explain that to you, and it doesn't explain chips, and it doesn't explain your leveling up system. It doesn't explain anything to you. It just says
Sounds like fun.
yeah. It doesn't explain anything to you, but it's great because it's like that's the point. It's a sport. Is you're trying to you figure it out. It's kind of like it's a different way of Cuphead. Cuphead is you figure it out by playing it over time. It's kind of the same way in that you figure it out by playing the game. It's like Zelda. You figure it out by exploring the area.
Yeah.
It's that type of thing. And so it's a hack and slash arcade RPG.
I appreciate anything that is as unique as that game certainly seems to be.
That's the thing for me. It was so unique. It was so different.
Yeah, just when it comes down to it, I just didn't enjoy the actual like moment-to-moment gameplay. And I mean, that's just me because obviously tons of people love it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I appreciate the weird stuff it does.
Yeah, for me it was the hack and slash. That drew me in. I'm a huge fan of that style, so I was like all in. And then
See, that's why oh, sorry. No, you're fine. That's why I want to see you try because you're such a Devil May Cry fan.
I was so huge on Nier when I played before anything even came out for it. When I started seeing trailers, I was like, this looks like my type of game. This seems really interesting. I'm down. And then when the demo came out, I'm like, oh, I am all about this.
That's the big like robot fight with the slashing of the arms. And yeah.
This is rad. And it gives you a good idea of none of the RPG stuff, but at least the top-down shmup stuff and the hack and slash. And I'm like, oh, yes. I mean, because I feel like it's been a while since we've had that style of hack and slash game. Like the Bayonetta games were great, and even Bayonetta 2 on Wii U, I absolutely love that. And none of people got to play it.
such a good game.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
It was
exactly. And the Devil May Cry games have been gone for so long, so it's like I need to play this game.
It's an awesome game, and it's platinum.
What I don't like about it though is this whole ending business.
So the ending business. The ending business to me, or the way I see it, is that the whole thing, like, it has multiple endings. It has one ending. It has 26 endings technically, but they're all like the way it works.
But it has one.
Well, do you know the spoiler?
The way it works is it's this kind of thing where like you'll get a mission and like we need
Don't
your
spoil anything.
It's
Like,
not.
don't spoil
No.
it.
Wait.
Okay.
It's like, oh, we need you to go over here, and then you go the opposite direction, and the credits roll, and that's an ending.
Got it.
That's
Okay.
one of the 26
Oh,
endings.
okay, cool.
That kind of thing. It's not the kind of thing where because you made this decision with this character, you get this ending at the end. There's one ending when you beat the game, but if you ignore someone, the credits will roll immediately then.
So there's a question I have about this, and the next 1 minute might be kind of spoilery. So just know that. I'm gonna keep an eye on it. I'll let you know. I'll put my hand up when it's not anymore. Yeah, please. I'm just wondering, could you just beat it the once and then just watch the other endings on YouTube and be okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's that type. It's not like gameplay endings?
there's.
Okay, cool, great. Okay, so there's something. Okay, that's good.
I almost forgot because there's a
It seems there is something far more impactful that I have seen.
Yeah,
I've seen it beaten.
Yeah.
Like that is very hard to talk about without spoiling.
Well, I don't want
The idea of replaying a game over and over
You
is
don't
not
have
something
to
I like.
replay the game
Okay.
over and over. You don't have to. You don't have to replay the game over and over. You can.
Here's how it was explained to me. There's the first time you see credits, and then the second playthrough is kind of like you're doing it again. That's the closest to like an actual second playthrough. And correct me if I'm wrong with any of this. And then beyond that, it's continuing the story.
The way I put it is the whole game itself is 3 games in 10 hours. Or like game 1 is in 10 hours, then you immediately start game 2, which is 10 hours, and then you start game 3, which is in 10 hours.
It's 30 hours total.
So it's 30 hours total,
all right.
and it's the full game. It's 3 different things.
No more
so.
spoilers. Now we're out. We're done with that. Sounds cool. Still sounds like a lot, but sounds cool. Huh?
Not really anything
Not
explicit.
really.
Nothing but like
Not-
still.
Yeah.
Nah.
The best way to put it is it's 3 games that came out in one thing.
Interesting.
Yeah, but it's the kind of thing where you play them through in one, not one
Yeah,
sitting,
yeah.
but you
But
play them
in
through
one playthrough.
as one game in one thing, and which I thought was cool. It doesn't go on like that. It doesn't act like that. until it doesn't act like that. I just keep remembering one little thing 'cause I haven't played this game since March.
Yeah.
So
Another one so early.
I know, yeah. So
you recommend it?
I
You
recommend
are a
it.
Nier
It's number
enthusiast.
3 for me of top 10.
There we
It's
go.
number 3. It loses to Zelda and Horizon.
Did you play Mario?
Yeah, that's number 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Well, James, thank you very much. You were fantastic there.
Now, Dan,
Yes.
speaking of time sinks
Yes.
in 2017,
Yes.
where you come down with this Persona 5 business.
That game is not for me.
Yeah?
I did not grow up a JRPG guy. I don't watch anime. So nothing about the look or anything in that game or the super text-heavy stuff. I'm not a huge story guy when it comes down to it, unless it's Metal Gear.
Okay.
Which is
Oh, then yeah,
the
yeah.
most story.
Which isn't
and
at
it's like
all
my favorite
like-
thing.
yeah,
Which
story
is like
or anime
in
or
terms of
anything.
story. I
Yeah,
understand
yeah,
how
yeah.
weird that is.
No,
But
I hear you.
yeah, I'm just not big on like fantasy stuff or like anime type stuff.
Sure.
That doesn't mean I write like Zelda. A lot of that, like the style, of
course.
Japanese animation style and everything. And I've actually kind of opened up. I've been watching some like Studio Ghibli stuff, and,
nice.
and like that's actually really good. So it's just not for me. The story stuff and the combat. Like I was a asshole or really close-minded growing up because it was. Anytime I saw a game where you're attacking via a menu.
Yeah,
like,
that
I
was
would
a
go-
turnoff for me too.
Yeah, I would go to my cousin's place and he'd be playing Secret of Evermore or Final Fantasy 3/6, and I would see like, item or attack. I would just be like, why the fuck are you playing this? Like, I want to be able to hit Y and slash my sword. I don't want to pick it from a menu. Like, I was such an at school. I was making fun of people that loved Final Fantasy
You
7.
fucking nerd.
I was the biggest.
Where's your potion and your mage,
Seriously,
loser?
I'd be like, oh yeah, with your magic fairies and your wizards. And meanwhile, I'm just playing the shit out of Zelda. It's like it was the most hypocritical bullshit in the world. But yeah, I played Final Fantasy X in college, and that's when I was like, wait, I actually really like this game.
Yeah.
And I've very gradually gotten
I
more
love you.
open-minded.
You're like, I swear to God, you're my video game best friend. The moment that we met,
Yeah.
it was when Smash Brothers Wii U first came out.
Yeah, it's when I
We
first
had a
moved to San Francisco.
Yeah. We had
Yep.
this huge party over at Greg's place, and I was just like just talking to you about stuff. I'm just like, oh my God, I love this guy.
We're huge
Yeah.
Nintendo fans.
Fantastic. It's
yeah.
just so good. And Final Fantasy X. Very
Yeah,
near
hey,
to my
it
heart.
was great. I hated 10 too, but 10 was the
We
only
can
one I ever
differ.
beat.
It's okay.
Well, Tactics and Tactics Advanced, I love those.
Okay.
Those are great. So basically, that's a long way getting around to saying like JRPGs.
Not your shtick.
Not really, but I'll try them. But like Persona, it just screams not for me.
Sure. Yeah, it's been rough for me because I love Persona 3 and I love Persona 4 and I love Persona 5. And I know this is tired for everybody, but like I put 25 hours in Persona 5 and I got pulled away by something else, and it's been looking back every time it's just like, so well, do I really want to put 70 hours into this right now? Like,
Especially
no.
it's tough to get back into something
Yeah,
after
and
you've been gone for a while.
And it is that thing of like, and I since we're talking about all these great games here, and we had Nier representation. I feel like we need to have Persona representation. Of like, it's awesome. I think it's the best Persona game I've ever played, and I've played a lot of Persona games, right? And it's just the fact that it's just more Persona, which
Wait,
is
do
great.
You think that from what you played, Persona 5 is the best Persona game?
I do,
Really?
and that's somebody who
That blows
loves
me away,
Persona
hearing
4.
You talk about all of this so much and how it's not getting you back in. Do you think that has anything to do with it not being portable?
Probably, yeah. No, yeah, totally. I joke about it all the time. Like if with people I'll occasionally talk to on other chains about other games on Atlas, where I'm just like, anyway, I don't know, what about Persona 5 Switch or whatever? And they're like, haha. You know what I mean? It's just that is why Persona 4 was able to have that lasting power, is that it was able to go with you in small chunks and chip away.
Right, you were one of the weirdos that liked the Vita.
Fuck you, man.
Yeah, that's
Everyone
right,
liked
that's
Persona 4 Golden on Vita. Everyone.
The game, people
Yeah,
like.
exactly.
Vita, not so much.
The Vita, ahead of its time.
The hardware is
Okay.
great. I'll give you that.
Then what didn't they like about the Vita?
The games.
Okay, then yeah, of course. Okay. All right, well, sure.
Of course.
Yeah, okay. No, and I know it's a weird. There hasn't been a conversation on Gamescast or any of the kind of funny or any product that I'm on talking about like the come to Jesus moment about this, and I don't have the right words for it, but yeah, I think Persona 5 is the best Persona. It's just that when I'm playing it, even when I was playing it, and be like, oh my, like the style and the music and the Tokyo they've built, like everything about it is a treat and a delight and visually awesome. But it's just the fact of even playing it, I'm just like, all right, cool. I know it's like what you're talking about. Like I'm not a turn-based battle guy either. I'm not a menu battle guy either. And so that's why it was when Jeff Haynes handed me Persona 3 and was like, you'd really like this game on PS2. You should play it. And I went home and played it. I was like, I fucking do. I think it was because it was fresh to me as somebody who never played Final Fantasies and never did JRPGs. And so to do that for 3, to do it for Fez, to do it for a little bit for Persona 4 on PS2, to do it for Persona 4 on Golden, to then get into Persona 5 in a year that literally
Fez?
is stacked. Sorry?
Fez?
Yeah, they put out, there was another Persona 3 on PSP. They
Got
put
it. Got it. Okay.
I was confused too.
Sorry,
for a
my
second.
apologies.
Wait,
Not Fez. Yeah.
Classic
I was-
JRPG.
yeah.
Phil Fish's Fez.
But that's what it is, right? I'm going to Google that one to make sure, but I'm pretty sure it was Persona 3 Fez. But
Okay.
you fucked me up. Doesn't matter.
I
the
don't
Persona
know. You would
3
know more than
PSP
me.
that I reviewed that had the girl character, it was a big deal. To get into Persona 5, it's just like, cool, I know how this all works, and I'm not at all really invested in grinding out the JRPG battles to level up my personas, to combine my personas, to go find this, because the fairies are vulnerable to my gun, which is new and cool, but it's just, when you start going, it's all mechanics. And as much as I love the story and I love the characters so far, like the Phantom Thieves, like I could read a wiki and I could go do this and save myself that time, which is heartbreaking to say, especially because I know how much of our audience loves Persona and how much I've talked about Persona and how great it is. I think Persona 5 is the best, but as somebody who's not a JRPG person, it is that thing of like, it just isn't for me right now. And I don't know if I'll ever feel like going back and doing it, but I'm a hypocrite. If it was on Switch and like right now, I'm getting ready to give you a time capsule of this. Thursday, I take off for Game Awards and PSX. I'm fucking super stoked to play more Mario because I'm just saving Mario on the Switch. I got whatever 500 moons, and I enjoy it and I love it. But I'm not chipping away at home because I come home and it's like, all right, cool. Destiny, this thing. And this has also been the weird thing, talking about Persona, right? This has been the year for me, which has never happened before, Dan, of the multiplayer game. Where suddenly I'm in multiplayer games, I'm in games as a service, and I'm enjoying it, and I'm playing Destiny, and playing Friday the 13th, and I was, rest in peace, playing Marvel Heroes. And it's like I'm jumping into these games, and cool, I know that I'm going to play for 30 to 45 minutes, but beyond that, I'm not sure what I'm getting into tonight. And so it is... I don't want to start Persona and just grind a dungeon. I don't want to start Persona and jump back in and be like, wait, where was I? And what's happening? And what? And like, it's a bunch of weird little excuses. It's just not a game that's congruent to my life at the moment. But I can, as I was talking about with the reviewing, I've played 25 hours of it. I can tell you, I think it's the best Persona for sure. I think it's awesome. I know people, and and this isn't me disparaging anyone. I love the characters of Persona 4, right? And she is my fucking girl. I'm always going to be down to roll with her and stuff, right? And I love the story of Persona 3. I just think these kids are better, and I like where they are, and I like their outfits better, and I like the style and the thing that it looks like a fucking 70s pulp movie, and like they just knocked it out of the park. And but it's similar to what I was talking about with like Uncharted 4, where it's like it's a cheat. This is a payoff of everything that's happened before it. So it's not like out of the blue this game came along and was amazing. It's like, no, they've learned from every Persona game they've made to get to the point where it would be more shocking if we got here and we're like, this
Is it
fucking
Uncharted
sucks.
4 or is it more like Uncharted 2?
No. Well, Uncharted 4 in terms of Uncharted 4 in terms of they've learned what works,
Iterating
what doesn't,
over time,
etc. Yeah, and like where it's like, I think Uncharted 4. I think, stick with me. If you were to review all the Uncharted games, would be the best Uncharted game.
I agree.
I mean, mechanic wise,
4, 2,
visual wise,
3, 1. Yeah.
Sure. Where are you putting Golden Abyss? No, I'm just kidding.
Sorry, what was that on? Was that a mobile game?
Yeah,
What was
fuck
that?
you.
Yeah.
No, you're thinking of Fight for Fortune. It's one of those things where, it's just they learn every time and do different stuff, and I think that it is what it is, and it's how you go. I love the game, but I know that's a weird fucking thing to say when I'm just not compelled to go back and play it because I'd rather play a 20-minute match of Friday the 13th and then get on with my life, or jump into Destiny and try to get this thing to that thing. I don't know. I'm a fucking weird hack. The biggest thing we need to talk about
What are we talking about?
is that I don't want to throw stones at you, Dan.
Okay,
You know, I
well,
love you.
If you needed to,
Thank you.
I got a bag right here.
We all live in a glass house here.
Yes.
I feel like it's unfair, if not unjust, that you're doing all this Game of the Year voting. But while James was on, I checked my phone. You haven't played Pocket Camp in 9 days.
Oh, Animal Crossing?
Yeah.
No, fuck that thing. Seriously.
Ooh.
Seriously.
Bring some reason to the
Here's
show.
the thing. I love Animal Crossing. Every single one of them, even the weaker ones, City Folk, whatever. You know, I'll put 100 plus hours in any of those games. Pocket Camp takes away so much of what I like about Animal Crossing. And it really has nothing to do with the microtransactions. I know everyone,
Leaf
freaks out when they hear
tickets,
microtransactions. Yeah, that didn't bother me at all. And that actually seemed like not a super exploitative way to do that. It was the fact that when I play Animal Crossing, part of the joy of that game is meandering around the city and just seeing what I come across. Like, oh, there's my rhino neighbor. Oh, okay, I'll talk to him and I'll go fish a little bit. Oh, maybe I'll walk down to the museum and drop some fossils off or whatever. I feel like I'm just kind of wandering a town, and it's a very leisurely thing.
100%. You're nailing it so far. What Animal Crossing
Where
is?
with Pocket Camp, it is not only does it take out some stuff like the fossils and all that stuff, but you're not wandering. You're not. It's not a leisurely stroll through a nice little town. You are going to a checklist. It says timed goals and stretch goals, and saying, "Oh, I have to give 3 apples to this squirrel. I have to do this thing. I have to do this thing. Okay, my stretch goals. I got to keep that in mind. Okay, and then now I got to tap this very specific place, and I'm going to go there because that's where I fish. I'm going to tap this space because that's where I go get my bugs. It's the fact that you're not just walking around a larger town. I just feel like I'm checking boxes instead of exploring at my own pace, at my own leisure. And
You're correct.
And also a lot of the writing, like I think a lot of them are just like, it's not as funny as far as the conversations and stuff. It's just like, hey, give me some bananas. It's not the puns and the jokes. Like they don't even give you the puns when you catch
I got
a fish.
2 words for you. You rock. A lot.
No.
Wait, that's more than 2 words. And they like multiple people say this thing over and over to me. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, I deleted it. I was so excited when I first started it. I saw that oh man, this seems like a real Animal Crossing game. Like it's so simple control wise that moving around worked fine.
Yeah.
I thought the fishing mechanic and the catching bugs mechanic and all that stuff, I thought it worked really well. Just kind of waiting and tapping because that's basically what you're doing with the A button on a GameCube or 3DS. I just didn't feel like I had freedom. I felt like I was doing stuff because the game told me to do it, and I was going places because that's where I have to do the thing. I wasn't exploring. I wasn't making the town my own. I was just being told to do a bunch of bullshit.
So I haven't played it at all.
Yeah.
I'm not an Animal Crossing guy, so I was like, this isn't for me.
Call yourself a Nintendo fan.
No, exactly. Do you think that they did a good job mobilifying the game, or do you think that you would have preferred it to not be the way you're talking about? Because I feel like the reason they added all the checklists and all that stuff is because that makes sense for a mobile experience.
It does, but I don't see why they couldn't have just taken the format that has been proven to work and put that on mobile. They already proved that they can, the motion and the fishing and all that stuff. They made that work. They just didn't give us the Animal Crossing, the freedom that we had before. And so by replacing that with checklists and everything, that's just, I think that takes away the soul of what Animal Crossing is.
And a lot of people have said that. It takes away the soul of what Animal Crossing is. And as somebody who plays it to this day, I agree. And somebody who loves Animal Crossing, I agree. Like Chrissy Teigen says that. A couple Gamescasts ago, by the time this airs, I made the reference to Amaris, who's like, oh yeah, I love it. Is it a good game? No. Like, for me, I was thinking about it the other day, and it's like, yeah, like, I can't plant trees.
Yeah.
Which is like such an Animal Crossing thing of like,
It's right B.
exactly. You know what I mean? I can't make my own peaches. I can't do this.
Yeah.
It's also the fact of in 2017 for sure, and I can't remember last time ever that I was so hot and cold on a game. Where there are days I wake up and I'm like, poof, and I'm just on it nonstop. And then there's days where literally I open up, I'm like, not today, and shut it and go out. And I guess as somebody who doesn't play mobile games, maybe that's the mobile model they want, where it's like come and go. I mean, they want me to fucking pay $1,000 to give them tickets. Maybe that's what it is. But it's the fact of the soul is gone in terms of my campsite isn't my campsite. Right. My campsite is like, what fucking thing do I have to build to get you in? To get these people to come in and be my friends and do that. But then when they added Christmas stuff, which is the last time we recorded a Gamescast, I was very much like, ooh. And I was all in. I'm like, I got the tree and I got this, and I want to build out my campsite to have that tree stuff. And a big turning point for me over the weekend was, now, Patreon people watching live, I'll ruin the joke I'm gonna make for you, all right? But because I'm gonna, but like, don't ruin it for me. When it goes out, retweet it and stuff. Put it on Instagram. What I'm gonna do, what I'm building right now. So Tim, let me lay some Animal Crossing foundation for you, okay?
Please do.
You invite any animal you can to your campsite, get their friendship up, get your XP up, all that jazz. However, you have your camper that you can also, for some reason, customize inside, even though no one ever comes into it. No. Who the fuck even cares about this thing, right? So I noticed I went in there for the first time in days. I was like, all right, there's still nothing going on here. And that's when the joke struck. I'm currently building out my camper, right? It's got the heart-shaped rug on the ground. It's got the heart wallpaper.
Okay.
It's got 2 couches. It's got a TV, and I've got lamps going. It still doesn't look as porny as I want it to, but I'm working on making it super porny. Because then, Tim, I'm going to take this screenshot, crop it down to a square, put it on Instagram, put it on Twitter, and I'm going to say, sure, I'll invite any animal to my campsite, but only a special few get to come to my shaggin' wagon. And this is going to kill on social media, just so you all know. This is going to be number one on the Animal Crossing subreddit when I'm done with it. You know what I mean?
I think it's about time for Austin Powers humor to come back. I think that'll work. I think that'll play in 2017.
It's nostalgic. It's nostalgic. You know what I mean? But it's something in the center. What I'm currently building, and this isn't a joke. If I'm lying, I'm dying. It might actually be done, actually, is I'm building a cushion to put in the center of the heart rug to sit on the heart rug. Because I feel that will drive home that this is a fuck den for me to fuck animals.
That would you could just have a black couch though, you know.
Yeah, but I'm not casting
the way
couch.
that you just described porn makes it sound like you haven't seen porn since 1970.
As you know, I read my porn, so I don't know what it looks
so
like.
it's like there was a heart rug next to a heart wall next to.
Bang Bus has been a thing.
You know, I don't. That's not how I consume my porn. I didn't. They don't have a literotica bang bus to my knowledge.
Right.
If they did,
Man,
I
I
would.
fucking hope they did. I'm sure they did.
Actually, this reminds me. I'm gonna check in. I'm gonna check in and see. Maybe you're all gonna see this. Well, and that's too late in the day for me to go live now. But I think, let me check. Crafting. Yeah, the weird cushion is done. So heads up.
I was worried.
Good one
They
there.
were coming.
Joey, are you still playing Animal Crossing Pocket Camp?
I literally came in because I heard you guys talking.
She literally came in. You gotta come. You know how these mics work. You gotta come talk into them. What level are you now? Don't come in and say on the microphone. Don't you?
I'm playing right now, and I heard you guys talking about it, so that's why I came in. I'm level 32, and I have 53,000 bells.
God damn.
343 leaf tickets, and I haven't bought anything.
Nice.
And I'm crafting all of
Have
my...
you been to Greg's fuck den?
I can't invite people into it. So like, you know.
That is like...
Yeah, is it getting there?
Yeah.
People
Do you know
can't
that you
just
have an
walk into
upstairs?
that.
Yeah, I have an upstairs.
Do you know that... Oh, I was like, do you know that there's an upstairs? Because that's
Yeah.
a little bit more
To the van?
den-ish, yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It was very much, it's the same thing as
Double-decker
like Nook,
van?
where you went to the, you go to the OK Motor guys, and he's like, oh, cool, you want it upstairs? I'm giving it to you. You owe me 30. I'm like, no, I didn't
Yeah.
want
Yeah,
this.
they
Fuck
don't
you.
tell you how much it is until
Yeah.
you buy it. And
Yep,
you're like,
it sucks.
now I'm on the hook for
But
it.
it's just Animal Crossing.
But there's no interest on the loan, so...
Yeah, Tom Nook's a hero. Everyone always bitches about Tom Nook. I have always been a defender of Tom Nook. He's a great businessman.
He's trying to make a buck.
He's a great businessman.
gotta
He's a good man in general.
Just in general,
Yeah,
Tom Nook.
Oh my God.
I'm
Tim,
thankful for Tom Nook.
Look at my fuck den.
All right, your fuck den's looking pretty good.
I might have to put it out. I can't have.
I would fuck in
Right.
that den.
All right, I'm screenshotting.
It's not bad.
We're making.
Yeah.
It's happening right here. You're all making it happen live.
Making it happen.
We're gonna need some retweets. I will. Don't fret. I will retweet myself in the morning when there's more eyes on my Twitter. Just letting you know how the social media works.
Look at that. See?
Hogs for all.
Already paying off.
Hogs
Look at
for
that.
Cool, Greg. That's what we paying for.
Dan,
Yes.
I think I already know the answer to this.
Yes.
But are you playing Xenoblade Chronicles 2?
No.
Okay. and
I do kind of want to try it, though.
Really?
Like, yeah.
But why? And is your answer because of the Nintendo Switch?
I mean, that really does help a lot. You know, I fly a decent amount and everything. Like, if it's on the Switch, that does get me to be like, well, okay, maybe I'll give it a shot here because I can take it with me. I'm gonna start it. You know, realistically, based on my history with games like that, I will play for a while. I'll be an hour and a half in, and I'll be like, there's still this story that I'm not following, and I just don't care about, and I'll probably set it aside. But yeah, having a Switch, like, for instance, I have not thought about playing Skyrim since Skyrim came out. And I loved Skyrim when it came out, but it went on the Switch, and I got it, and like I flew out here, and it was like a 5 or 6 hour flight coming out. I played it the entire time, and I was like, fuck, I'm having a blast with this. This is
Really?
great. Yeah, which, you know, it's still the same Skyrim it always was,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
with the added DLC and stuff. But being able to just take it on a flight, and that's a game that sucks you in, and time goes by like nothing. It's perfect for stuff like that. And so that's why, you know, that has so much more value to me than like playing that again on PS4 or Xbox One or something, is because I'm looking for stuff like that when I'm in the sky or, you know, traveling. So, yeah, it's been a blast.
Well, Skyrim is a great example of what I always wanted on the Vita. Now the Switch is, you know, Vita 2, where it is like, yeah, give me an open world RPG, something to get invested in and come back to and go away from and do this, and not have it be similar to how Persona is such an investment on a TV, be where like, wait, where was I in the story and whatever? All right, I'm fucking killing bandits. There's a goddamn dragon to kill. I got it.
Yeah. The thing about the Switch that it does so well is beforehand you had that divide with Nintendo systems. You had they were very good at their big marquee first-party titles on their home consoles for the TV. And then the reason I thought the 3DS was so much better than the Vita was that it seemed to understand that portable games should be different than home games. Home games, you're sitting down, you're getting comfy on the couch, playing for hours. Portable games, I want to be able to open up on a bus or play for 15 minutes or whatever, and that's why I really liked, you know, games like Picross and stuff. I thought the 3DS was amazing for that, or New Leaf. Whereas the Switch, due to its nature, can do both. It's got these giant, sprawling, open games with Zelda and Mario and now Skyrim, but I can also play Picross or Puyo Puyo Tetris if I'm just on my commute and I just want to play a little bit and be done. it really is just kind of the perfect melding of both worlds.
So looking at you as a Nintendo guy, you being somebody that's saying that the Switch is your favorite Nintendo system since the SNES, which is a huge statement.
I think so.
Year one so far that we've had, so since March, what has that looked like for you? When you look at the different games coming out, obviously we talked about Zelda and Mario, but how did you feel about ARMS? How did you feel about Mario Kart? How did you feel about Pokken DX and all that?
Well, first I want to clarify, like, I am a huge Nintendo fan. Like, I love it, and the Switch is probably my favorite console. But if there's one thing that has annoyed me since I was a little kid about the gaming industry, it's, console fanboys and like, oh, fuck Xbox. Fuck. There's always been great stuff on every system. So, like,
Except PC.
I love my PC.
God damn it!
I probably play my PC more than anything.
Well, of course, your taxes, Excel, makes sense.
Yeah. I play on everything. I like everything. Everything's got its pros and cons. Overall, I am, like, the Switch is my favorite console right now. But this year, like, launching with Zelda was amazing. And proving that, like, the gimmick worked so well. Like, the gimmick did not work with the Wii U at all. I never really liked the Wii U hardware. But one of the reasons I think, like, Mario Kart works so well for the Switch was because Mario Kart 8 is an incredible game. It's maybe the best Mario Kart.
It did not get to do
no
it
one
deserves.
got to play it.
Yep.
And so even though, like, I played the hell out of it, I think that was the last game I reviewed at Game Informer. I played the hell out of that game, and I still played so much more of it when I was able to take it on a plane or take it to go. So it's done a good job of bringing those Wii U titles forward. Pokken's not really for me. I think I was just a couple years too old for Pokemon. I never fell super into it. I know you're a huge fan.
Definitely.
We're right there in the same boat. It was the same thing where I felt like that passed me by, and by the time people were getting involved, I was like, oh, it's a kid's game.
The thing is, not to go too far down this rabbit hole, but there is a chance, and it is very slim, because if Pokemon was made by Nintendo, this would be the case. But the fact that it's Pokemon Company and there's a whole bunch of weird separation with all that, I worried is not the right word, but I can see them just going with, here's another generation of Pokemon. I can see them going with them understanding that the Switch Pokemon is going to be important to people like you.
The tweet is so good.
It's out there?
The shaggin' wagon. You know what I mean? Come on, guys.
Oh, it rhymes.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's a wagon.
Sure, I'll invite any
Yeah.
animal to my camp, but only the select few get invited to the shagging wagon.
There you
And
go.
see, since I put animal in there, I'm totally fine.
It's totally cool. Yeah. 2017 and all.
You gotta be careful. You gotta vet everything.
for
Red team everything you say.
But I can see them trying to Zelda Breath of the Wild eyes Pokemon.
And that's what gets me excited.
To me, and I know that this is like so many like real Pokemon fans. I shouldn't use that voice. So many real
great.
Pokemon fans are happy with what Pokemon's doing and want there to be 1,000 Pokemon and want all that stuff. And I get that. And I know that there's so much hostility towards the G1ers that it's like, oh, it's not how I remember it, so it's not good. And I get that. I understand that you need to progress, and it's just like to always want the same thing over and over is a problem. Having said that, all that I want is for them to go back to basics, start again, some type of reboot, and even if it was Red and Blue 2 isn't reboot enough for me. But like, I feel like that would be such a right answer that I think you guys could get into. Greg, I know you could get into if that was the case.
Here's the thing: is like when I always fuck this up, but stick with me. Soul Silver, the one with the pedometer.
That's the one I told you to play.
That's the one with the
you asked me.
pedometer.
Yeah.
That came out. When that came out, I was working at IGN. We all had DSs, and we all got it, and we played it, and I played a good amount. And it was my first Pokemon game, and I got it, and I was like, okay. And then something else came, and I got distracted and forgot about it and stopped playing. But I enjoyed it for the little bit I played. It just didn't get its hooks in me the way I think it has. It's what people always talk about with like nostalgia, where it was just like, oh, okay, cool.
Soul
I'm doing
Silver
this
to
again.
me, my favorite Pokemon game.
I'm with you. I played X because that was the one where I'd never really played Pokemon. So,
Yep.
well, I'll give this a real shot here. And I put a good 15 hours or so into it. And I did like it, but I didn't get the
X
hooks
was
in.
fine. Yeah, X is one of the low points
I don't know,
of
James
the franchise, I would say.
super fan for Pokemon. Okay.
Yeah, but so many of them are so they're so similar, And I
Yeah.
feel like Sun and Moon did something different, which was cool. And then Ultra Sun and Moon, it's like, I don't need that. I'm not even going to play that. I'm fine. I have enough things to do with it. People love it, and cool. That's great. But I really do hope that on the Switch that they don't just do the next generation. Like,
All right.
I hope that they go back to basics or at least change things up to get other people interested. And again, I'm saying all this stuff, armchair quarterbacking, one of the most successful franchises of all time. So
My thing is, if the Switch one comes out and it's a beautiful Pokemon that's like what it is just, hey, here's the same thing but refreshed with color and a little. I'm gonna play it. I'm definitely gonna try it.
they're not still in black and white, Greg.
I know, but I mean, even like thinking of it on DS, I don't remember it being like a beautiful experience. As much
It
as-
did have color though.
Yeah, I'm okay.
The DS was a color console. Actually, they did a Game Boy Color, and even that one had color. They did Game Boy Advance that also had color. DS had even more colors. So
Yeah, there's so many colors.
there's lots of Pokemon games that are not black and white now.
It's true.
Or like weird.
But there was Pokemon Black and White. But those
Okay,
were also
okay,
But those were actually in
So
color.
let's-
Weirdly enough.
Let's
Yeah.
cut the shit for a second.
Yeah,
Was there a game beyond the pedometer? Because the pedometer was definitely black and white. That's all I ever played.
that's not true.
Well, the pedometer. Wait. Oh.
Oh, just the pedometer?
Yeah,
Was it
I
black
see.
and white?
It was black and white.
like a
That's
little
all a
Tamagotchi
joke.
thing.
It's all got you, piece of garbage. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I remember Pocket Pikachu was black and white, but was the gold and silver one? That was
Yeah, the
also black and
pedometer
white?
was, wasn't there any money in that thing. It was stupid.
People loved it, and it was
Yeah, of
awesome.
course we did. We all walked. It was the Pokemon Go before Pokemon Go.
Exactly. No, but I'm excited to see what Pokemon does, and excited might not be the right word because like I know what they're gonna do. It's just gonna be
Right.
Gen 8. Or are we on 8?
James, come to the microphone. I'm
about
gonna
to
pee. You're over there biting your tongue trying to say something.
And I haven't forgot your question. I'll get back to the year in
Good, I
general.
appreciate
after this.
that.
Yeah.
I hope it's not Gen 8. I hope it's not Gen 8. I know it's not going to be an open world thing. I'm 100% on your side in everything. I hope it's Red and Blue 2. I hope it's Red and Blue 2. I hope it's just like a game that's supposed to be on the Switch. I mean, like graphically and like power wise,
Yeah.
and like the models are not the weird models that they are today.
Yeah,
and like
yeah.
I hope it's a Switch
Well, there's HD
game.
models that exist from Sun and Moon and from the 3DS files that like if they up-res those, they're fine. They made those higher res and down res them for the 3DS games
Okay.
to prepare for the future.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I hope they do something. I hope
Yeah.
they play around with it and they try something new with the Switch version.
Give me Kanto and Johto
Right,
in one game in 3D.
And if you want to be cool, maybe put in Hoenn in there. Just
well, that'd be crazy.
Because
That DLC though, that's the thing.
That's the thing.
We're in a
DLC.
different world now.
Put in DLC.
It's a whole new world we live in.
Put in-
Do-do-do-do-do.
Put in Hoenn. Make
Johto theme song.
my
Pokemon references
Yeah,
for you.
I gotcha. I gotcha.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
It's a brand new place, brand new attitude.
yeah.
But you still got to catch them all and be the best that you can be. Yeah.
Pokemon
thank you.
Johto.
Yeah.
Do-do-do-do-do.
I'm so sorry, Dan.
I got my Ubers here. I gotta.
No, but yeah, seriously, I hope that they do something special, but I don't think they're going to, like I said, because Pokemon Company has such a weird relationship where they kind of have control over Nintendo, which
Yeah.
is the only first-party franchise Nintendo has that weird dynamic.
The only reason why I feel like they have that control is because of how successful the series is.
Yeah, no, definitely.
If Pokemon wasn't selling billions and billions and billions and billions of copies, I think Nintendo would be all up in them. But because they can do whatever and they'll make all the money, Nintendo's like, whatever.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
Once again,
Yeah.
thank you, James.
Your question about the year of Switch.
Going through Switch.
I think it's had major highs, with Zelda and Mario. It's had some kind of middle of the pack stuff. Splatoon, I love Splatoon 2. I played the hell out of that. It's what everyone says. It is more Splatoon. It definitely is. It doesn't feel like a giant step forward. I do like being able to take it on the go, lay in bed and play and everything. But Salmon Run's great. I love that.
So I'm not a Splatoon guy. With early what you're talking about with Mario Kart, where like Mario Kart 8 is great, and then now
Right.
playing it again is awesome on Switch. Did Splatoon 2 not have that hook for you? Where it's like, oh, I love Splatoon. Now it's more Splatoon.
I think I was happy that it did bring Splatoon to a new audience and so many more people have the Switch. But for some reason, it didn't I guess it did. I did play the hell out of that game. I think I reviewed it. So yeah, I think I did play a lot of it.
I put 15 minutes in,
yeah.
slapped a score on, and moved on.
I reviewed that. I don't know. Mario Kart 8, I think was a better game overall, but still, I think Splatoon was such a cool thing that Nintendo tried a new IP and it worked out, and that more people are playing it now. ARMS, speaking of new IP, I reviewed that too. I appreciate a lot of the things they're trying with ARMS, like a lot of the characters are really fun. The concept is weird and goofy and out of left field. I like that. Something like the theme song is incredible.
So good.
Overall, though, it was a game that I played for a couple weeks when it first came out. I felt like I kind of did what there was to do. Played some
That was the one
multiplayer
problem,
matches.
right?
Yeah.
As somebody who played it a lot, but then had a wife who played it a ton, it was cool, and it came at the right time. Because it was, all right, cool, you don't have a Smash, you don't have a competitive fighter on this thing, but you can play this online. And so there was that to it, but it felt so shallow.
It
It was
did.
content light. I
Yeah,
think
that's a
biggest
great
thing.
way to put it.
Because it's like for Nintendo, if anything, I think we're going to look back at history at the Switch's first year and be like, oh shit, in addition to Mario and Zelda, they did launch the first entry in a new Nintendo IP that I think will be around.
Arms 2 is going to come around and I think be way better.
There's going to be Arms characters in the next Smash. Like, these are characters to be around. They gave enough care to the theme song and to the world and to whatever to make it feel authentically Nintendo. So
I'm going to have to buy Arms Amiibo at some point. I know that.
Not yet, which is so weird.
Yeah.
That's like the one franchise there's no Amiibo for.
I'm at the point now where, I got all of them at one point. I had them all when there was like 80 of them. And then every time they fucking announce something, especially if it's like for something I don't really care about, like I'm not a Monster Hunter guy and they announce all those Japan-only ones, it's just like, shit, I guess I have to.
They got you.
I bought this whole stupid cabinet just to display my Amiibo. Like, I can't not buy the new ones. And so, like, I'm just kind of waiting until they're on eBay and they're cheap so I can buy them all without feeling like a complete asshole. But, kind of an asshole. I bought all of them. All of them. Although it is cool when there's a new game.
Does it make you more of an asshole buying them on eBay because it's not even going to Nintendo?
I'm smart.
Or is that like, fuck you, Nintendo, I don't even care.
I've given Nintendo enough of my money over the years.
Fine.
Dude, this is always my thing with Funko Pops. Well, I was
They're
like,
the fucking worst.
I gotta have rules. I can't just buy every DC one I see. The only Superman.
They're the ugliest things.
Well,
they're soulless black eyes.
Let's not do that. They're cute. They're fun. I mean, come on.
No, they're horseshit.
No, I'm okay. Fucking Amiibo, man. Shut up.
Those are delightful and detailed and unique. They don't all look like the same soulless dumb box head.
They'll finally get my money when they put a Dry Bones out.
A Dry Bones Amiibo?
Yeah.
Did they not?
No, they didn't.
No,
I'd have it.
They announced like new Mushroom Kingdom ones because I don't have like there's a Goomba one, there's a Koopa Troopa one. I got the Boo and Waluigi. What's that?
Oh, it was Odyssey. They came out alongside because Odyssey,
and I'll take credit for the Waluigi amiibo existing,
good, okay.
Thanks to my sign at WrestleMania. I don't know if you saw that,
I
but
did, yeah.
I have a feeling that Reggie was probably watching that ladder match and was like, he's
Great
got
move.
a great
They're right.
idea
They're
that we
right.
would have never thought of making Waluigi amiibo. Hey, let's call up the press.
Yeah.
Real quick, this set the internet afire a few weeks ago, but we haven't talked about it, any of us, but especially you and me. We talk about everything. We're all of the agreement, right, that Toad's head is his head and not a hat, right? You saw this.
Yeah.
You saw this argument. Just making sure
it's a head.
This is a really stupid
I
thing.
didn't see this
going on.
argument. People are dumb. I'm going to go pee.
I think we decided on the Beastcast that it's like a meat hat. Like it's an organic.
It's just his head.
It's an organic thing. Like he came out of the womb with like a tiny little thing that grows with him. It's like we have hair. We cut
But it
off our
can't
hair
come
when it grows
off.
back. I mean,
Is it just in a mushroom? Is it a mushroom cap?
I think surgically it could come off, or like there'd just be a bunch of like weird goo, and he would have to force it off. Like you shouldn't, because you have to like surgically reattach it and everything.
Yeah, no, you don't want that. No.
Yeah, but it is part of his head.
Yeah.
I know there was that cartoon or the Super Show where he
Right.
took out the thing, but that's not canon.
That's
that
not
doesn't
canon,
count.
no.
As a Mario historian, no, it is a meat hat.
I wrote a one-act play in college. Took playwriting, right? Thank you, Kev. Thank you very much. And I don't remember much of what this play was about anymore,
Yeah.
and these files are long gone by this point. But it was a one-act play of this guy seeing a girl at a party and then kind of imagining their entire life together. And his pickup line was something of, would you rather fuck Toad or Bowser, I think. And that's how
Bowser's really spiky.
Yeah.
Toad is like, he seems almost like a plush.
And it was one of those things, the play, because, I'm a dumb kid. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. And I'm writing this play, it was sophomore year maybe of college. And everybody was into the play totally, because you have to give, your notes at the end. Everybody's totally into the play because you do a reading in class or whatever around it. But like the final line, when he actually gets the nerve to talk to the girl, he asks her the question, and she picks Bowser. And he had made earlier in the argument, in the play, he had made the argument that Bowser was the correct choice, right?
Right.
But the line was something like, "Yeah, I don't want to shove a mushroom up my vagina."
Right,
And like when we finish, that's
Why
like
did I walk
the
into
final line of the play.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
I remember error feedback, and like everybody's like, "Oh, it was really good." That last line totally took me out of the play. Like, why would anyone say that on the first? I'm like, good notes.
Speaking of video game plays,
Yeah, lay 'em on me.
One of the times that Mortal Kombat sent me to the hospital as a child was my friend's 10th birthday, my friend Lane, and I went to his place, and I was obsessed with Mortal Kombat.
Sure.
Like the first one was out, and it was just the coolest fucking thing I'd ever seen in my life. And so I wrote a Mortal Kombat play to be performed at his birthday party.
Nice.
I was Scorpion.
And you were calling other people fucking nerds.
Oh no, that's the thing. That's been
I'm
an idiot.
I'm joking,
Make no
yes.
bones about it. So I was Scorpion, and I had the birthday boy Lane play Johnny Cage.
Scorpion.
And so we were down in his basement, which was not finished. So it had concrete floors.
It's your traditional Midwest basement.
Yeah, and I
was
think-
there a support pole in the middle of it
there
somewhere?
always is. There always
of course.
is.
Yeah.
Yep. And so I think a few of the parents were maybe there, but like all the kids were down there, and we're doing our dumb thing. Like I don't even know if we got good costumes. We probably just took like a yellow scarf for Scorpion and maybe like
But then you pulled out a lawn dart with a piece of rope attached to it.
Honestly, probably something like that. I had sunglasses for Johnny Cage. No, yeah, it was Scorpion. That's right. So Johnny Cage had the green fireball thing, you know? And so I got a green koosh ball, and I gave that to my friend, like, okay, so and then the end of the fight is you throw the fireball at me, and that'll set up the fatality or whatever. And so, you know, in dress, we didn't actually bump around.
Yeah.
But when it was time to do the show, I wanted to actually put on a show here. You know, I got a bump for this thing. And so
Bump from wrestling, you understand? Take the move. Okay, just make sure.
Yeah.
And so he throws the thing at me, and I caught it, and like acting like it blew up or something. I did a front flip. To just like I didn't plan on that. Just in the
no,
moment, I was
Dan.
like, I gotta fucking sell this.
Do it on the night.
Scorpion.
Do it on the night.
I'm Scorpion.
Yeah, and I did it. I did a front flip, and I was like, oh, like something in my back just like tinged really bad, and I went to go like get up. To,
Oh,
like,
so you made the flip.
yeah, I did the flip.
I thought this was going head first into the concrete.
Not that bad.
Okay.
I got the full flip. I landed on my back, and I was trying to get up to take the fatality, and I was just like, oh, nope. And then they had to like call my mom, and had to go to the hospital and everything. But yeah, that was my play.
That's I have a
That was
similar.
only one of the times.
Yeah, I told that Boone about both the times.
I want to hear about the second time, but that reminds me of a story too, where I took a bump and I was unable to get up. But
I don't know where this is going.
I wasn't a little boy. I was a 32-year-old man on the PAX East stage.
Wait, was that Alex?
Trying to catch my breath.
Oh, Alex was very
yeah.
responsible during
Somebody.
that.
What's your second story? What's your second Mortal Kombat to the
I don't know
hospital
what he's
story?
referring to. So the other one was, I think before that, I got the Genesis version on Mortal Monday.
Get that blood on you.
Yeah, just played the hell out of that. And, had the tester might thing. You had to hit A and C, I think, with 2 fingers to like build up the
I
meter.
never had the Genesis one.
Oh, okay. I think it was A and C, and then you had to hit start when you were above the line. And I think it's when I got to Ruby, which is, I think it's one step before Diamond, but it's very, very hard. And you have to like,
Test
really.
your bites.
Yeah, so I'm just like really just straining everything. It's like,
Sure.
fuck. And I almost got it up there, and then like my neck, like something. Just
What?
Like I was like, oh, and like I couldn't move my neck from like this, and like I could kind of try to force it, and it would hurt really bad, and I had to go to the hospital again. Like neither of these were like serious injuries, but
Sure.
Mortal Kombat did send me to the hospital twice. So Ed Boon
Wow.
knows about that now.
Fantastic.
He just thought it was funny.
Of course, yeah.
Good
It made you the man you are today.
It did.
Man,
That is insane.
I'm trying to think of a video game injury
Injuries?
stories I have.
Yeah. I don't know that I had any.
MK also sent me to the principal.
Used to pretend to be injured. Kevin's young.
Okay. Yeah, Kevin. Yeah, we're going there. Damn, that's one of those memories that you don't have until
Somebody
says you're
brings it back up?
Yeah, we did that. We were dumb kids. There's this game series on the PlayStation called Extreme.
Oh, like
There
2
was-
Extreme and 3 Extreme?
There was no 1 Extreme, but there was a 2 Extreme.
Was it called Extreme? Like, it's the only one I
I
heard
don't
of
know.
was
There's
2
2
Extreme.
and 3. Yeah, there's 2.
Was that really not the second one? I always assumed it was a sequel.
I don't know.
Oh,
as
wow.
far as I know,
Okay.
it starts at 2 Extreme.
Okay.
And then there was 3 Extreme.
Yeah.
And pretty much it was a racing game where you can choose different extreme sports. So like rollerblades or skateboarding or snowboarding or biking.
Yeah.
And it's just a racing game. It's not Tony Hawk. This is pre Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. Totally just a fucking shitty racing game.
They're like ramps and stuff, but you're not doing like
but it's
style
like,
points or anything.
But we would play, and we wouldn't even care about the race. It was just more like trying to do stupid stunts and stuff off
Sure.
of things because we wanted Tony Hawk's Pro Skater before it came out. And then when we would crash and stuff, we would like in real life be like, "Oh well, we broke our leg there, so we can't walk." And that didn't really affect us when we had wired controllers. But for some reason, this sounds like a dumb story. It is a dumb story.
Yeah.
But we were dumb kids.
Kids are dumb.
We were really
Kids are very
fucking dumb.
So you
I don't
acted like you
remember-
broke your legs?
You know, I don't remember. I feel like there must have been a second step to it.
Laying on the sofa while it was.
Kevin, go to your microphone. Exactly what Andrew was
he
talking
new?
about.
Well,
Yeah. Okay.
He's brand new.
I was giving the information to Tim so that he can relay it.
Yeah,
to
but
the
then that's
world
just
in
awkward
his
silence
own
for everybody.
words.
We want you to be part of this, you know? We love you, buddy.
So we would essentially take turns playing, and whatever injuries we had, we would have to keep during not our turn.
So you had to like sell the injury when you weren't playing
That's
the game?
all that it
I mean,
was.
we didn't have to. We wanted to.
We were trying to make co-op out of just normal games. You know what
Sure,
I mean?
sure.
We only had
So
one
like
controller.
Tim would be playing, and me and Greg would be on the sofa being like, "Oh, my leg, my arm." I think Greg was just like, "I don't like this."
Dumb kids, dude. I don't know.
No,
I
yeah,
don't know
no,
what to
kids
tell
are
you.
dumb.
Gotta make your
no.
own fun. I get
Yeah,
it.
just make your own fun.
Yeah, I
that
don't-
game was not fun.
Was
We
not
need
great.
to do a party mode of Too Extreme. That's all I'm
I
saying.
don't have a good injury story. Dumb kid story with video games. I have millions of.
Of course.
The one that jumps to mind in an unfinished basement was that Mike Boylan's brother was
a jerk.
Older. No, he was great. He was older than me, and he liked comics, and that was like a big deal. Like I finally knew somebody who liked comics, like I liked comics. And I remember when he beat Superman on Genesis by Sunsoft, which was a game as a kid was just too tough for me to beat. Like, you know, I couldn't figure it out or do it. But he beat it, and he told, and like it was like, you want to talk about the most like badass? He must have been like what, 8th grade? You know what I mean? Talking to a 4th grader or whatever the hell we were, and telling me, yeah, I beat it last night. I was like, oh my god, you can beat that game? He's like, yeah, I beat it in memory of Superman because Superman 75 had just come out and he had died, and I was like, oh my god. You're the coolest person I know. I was like, what a fucking cool. And he made his Genesis boxing game, whichever one it was. I think Evander Holyfield.
Foreman's KO boxing.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah.
He made Bruce Wayne. And I was like, this is the coolest fucking thing I've ever seen.
That is so.
Kids are dumb. Real dumb.
Kids are so dumb.
Across the board.
So, Dan, go back to your first year with the Switch. So,
yeah.
So, besides those games, then Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle.
I like that game a lot. I think it's insane that, first of all, that game exists. Second of all, that it's as good as it is.
No business being as good as it is.
Yeah, they did a great job with that. I kind of fell off. I got like near the end of the 3rd world, and then other stuff came out or something. I still tell myself I'm going to go back and finish it. I've heard there's some good stuff. I heard it gets really hard near the end.
It does.
I like it a lot.
Yeah.
I don't think it's in my like top 10 of the year.
I like it a lot, and I haven't actually put thought into my top 10 yet. And I am actually worried it's not going to make the top 10 because this has been such a good year.
Yeah.
Where it's like, it is a damn fine game.
Totally.
But there's been a lot of damn fine games.
Would you say Uncharted Lost Legacy is on your top 10?
Uncharted Lost Legacy, undeniably in my top 10.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I don't know
made
if it's in mine.
It made it there. Because my thing,
Still a great game. I'm not
get it.
taking away from it. Yada, yada,
And
yada.
I get like all the criticism against it, but it's like I still think that just as an experience, it's great.
It's better than I expected it to be. It seemed like it would just be a little DLC thing they sold as a full game,
Yeah.
and I liked it a lot.
Yeah, no, it was great.
Wait, is it in your top 10 though?
We'll see.
Oh, stay tuned, GiantBomb.com.
Yeah, Giant Bomb content.
Not locked in yet. That's one of the ones that it's going
No,
back
I still
and
need to
forth
write
or
mine
something.
too. Alex was telling me,
yeah. Yeah,
invited
thanks
me,
for
and I was
doing
like,
those
oh,
over the
shit.
years.
No, it's great, dude. Don't worry about it.
I mean, because that's the thing is, if I look at it, I feel like Uncharted right now in my head is maybe, I don't know, it's definitely not a guarantee, even though I just said it was. But until this conversation where it's like, oh, I was talking about Rabbids, and I'm like,
What is in your top 10, right?
yeah, and I'm like, okay, no, Uncharted is over Rabbids, so
That's the thing. If I was thinking about it the other day in the shower, right? But just to rattle off, not numbered at all, right? Like obviously Zelda, obviously Mario, obviously Horizon, Friday the 13th, which is gonna be. It's going to be one of those games I always do for you guys where I'm like, this is super high. And I know it's not a great game, but it's a fun game and I fucking love it. Destiny 2, which isn't, my normal modus operandi at all. Resident Evil.
good use.
Thank you very much. I mean, like that's off the top, man. Persona 5, I'm going to put on there and be like, didn't beat it. I owe Cheeks Jr. a fucking pizza because of it. But there's this fan who said I wouldn't beat it. And I was like, no, you're fucking crazy. And this is like, he said it in like June.
Oh,
Like, yeah, I got so much time. And then I was like, I can't compel myself to go back and play this fucking game.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a weird one, especially, my history with it, but like, I bet PUBG, based on the fact that it's finally coming to Xbox, so I'm going to put a whole
you're gonna
bunch of
have some
hours into
times,
it.
yeah.
But even playing it on PC, right, was amazing.
Yeah.
Like, we've had a lot of fun with Grand Theft Auto Online. Like, I want to play more of it, but in terms of like experiences this year that have like caught me off guard, I'm like, huh. Especially when did you watch Danny's No Clip
They're
documentary?
like
watched it
hillbillies
yet.
of GTA Online.
Yeah.
I want to watch that.
Dude, it is so good, and it is totally one of those things. The stories they tell, I'm like, this is not. I don't even mean the kinship, friendship, just them talking about what they do in game and stuff. It's like, fuck. This is similar to when I was always like, if I didn't have a job in the gaming industry, I'd only play DC Universe Online.
Right.
And the way these people talk about GTA Online, I'm like, holy fuck, I would love to do this. Because there's this girl who's in the crew. That she's like the most junior member now. She's only been with them a few weeks, and she tells the story of like how she's like, oh yeah, and I had $2 million worth of product to move, but I didn't have my guys to play with, so I needed friends, so I found these guys, and it's just, she talks about moving drugs in a way of like, oh my god, it's 3D Chinatown Wars. Like I fucking loved that game. Like I can do that in this game. I should totally
was a
be
good
playing
game.
this. Dude,
like that a
China
lot.
Towers is awesome.
Way better than people give it credit for.
100%.
Definitely check out youtube.com/noclip.
Oh yeah,
Danny
Danny's
O'Dwyer
Danny's
made
killing it.
the amazing documentary. Greg's
He's
talking
doing
about.
great. But yeah, other than that, like I think we hit the main first party stuff for the Switch.
Did you give Fire Emblem Warriors a shot?
I have it on my Switch. I have not started it yet. I do want to try it. I don't hate the Dynasty Warriors games as much as a lot of people do. I'm not a huge fan of it. I do like Fire Emblem a lot, but I know it's not really a Fire Emblem game outside
Yeah.
of aesthetics. But yeah, I want to give it a shot, definitely. But the thing about the Switch for me this year has been, if there is ever a like a good example, Sonic Mania. It's on everything, and it's like, okay, I can get it on everything. This is a game that is not going to have performance issues on the Switch. So across the board, if everything's equal, I'm going to get the Switch version 10 times out of 10 because I can take it on the go. Or if my wife's watching something on TV, I can take it out and play there. And like Hulu's on it now. And it's that fucking system is so good.
Yeah.
It feels good. It doesn't look like a toy. Like the Wii U gamepad always felt a little like bulky.
Oh,
and
it feels like Fisher Price.
yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Where the Switch feels like an actual like modern piece of electronics.
Well, that's the weirdest thing of when when the Switch dropped and I played it exclusively for my on-the-go console for a few months, and then something finally came to Vita. It might have been Undertale.
Oh yeah.
And I picked that back up for the first time to play something for the first time. I remember picking that up and being like, oh my God, it's so tiny. Like, you don't even think about how great the form factor of the Switch feels. But like, I didn't even put it on my list, but like Mario Kart obviously is going to be super high. Like, I put so many hours into Mario Kart this year. Like, playing so much of that. And I know it sounds like a fucking commercial, but like, the different ways of playing that, where it is like, all right, cool, I'm playing like this. All right, I'm on a plane across the country. Put it on the thing. I'm playing a Pro Controller underneath the thing, totally. Oh, Jen's awake. She wants to play with me.
Yep.
Pop off the stupid fucking Joy-Cons, which I thought were the biggest joke, and actually use them. And you're like, oh no, actually this works. Like, it's not the
a
most
joke,
comfortable
but
way.
it works.
Yeah, exactly. It's insane, that system, insane, that game.
Like I'll get on a bus to Jersey with my wife to go see her family, and I'll realize I have my Switch in my bag, and it's like, wait a minute, pull it out, put it on a tray, and do the Joy-Con thing, play Puyo Puyo Tetris 1-on-1, and it's like, man, this just fucking works. This is great.
It's crazy. I mean, again, we always talk about this, but the first trailer that came out a little over a year ago now.
The,
it's
like,
they're
rooftop party
we're at a
thing.
party
Yeah,
playing. It's
yeah.
like, yeah, right. And then here we are,
Yep.
and that's just a normal thing.
The amount of times you've been at a party where someone actually does that, you're like, fuck.
Oh, it was amazing at E3 this year because like Mario Odyssey was the big game for Nintendo's booth, and there's a big line looping around the booth, and just everyone you saw sitting down, they're all sitting down. They got the kickstand out. They got 4 controllers. Just like, they did it. Like they made good on that
fucking
gimmick.
killed it, dude.
Yeah, it's the best Nintendo year since Super Nintendo for sure.
Agreed.
Like it's just incredible.
Now, before we go too far off a statement you made earlier, Sonic Mania.
Yeah,
Where do
yeah.
you come down on
Sonic
Sonic
Mania.
Mania?
I like it a lot, and I was always on Team Mario. But I had a Genesis in my mom's house, I had a Super Nintendo in my dad's house. I played everything. Sonic, I always just saw as a different thing. Mario was like, precise
Perfect.
platforming and challenging and perfect. Yes,
And Sonic was
Sonic is not perfect.
Fast.
cool.
Sonic was fun. It was
Cool
fun to
and
just
fun.
ramp
He's
off
tapping his
stuff.
foot. I'm not going fast enough.
Yeah, like I liked Sonic a lot, especially 2. But like Mario was like everything. But yeah, Sonic Mania made good on everything I ever liked about Sonic, and that fell off, once it went 3D with Adventure and everything. So yeah, it's definitely the best Sonic since like Knuckles.
And do you think it's better than that?
I think it might be.
Oh, I think definitely is.
The new areas are incredible.
Oh man,
Like,
Sonic Mania is, and I feel like I don't get to talk about it enough. Like Sonic Mania and Cuphead.
Yeah, host a video game
No,
show.
I know. But we move forward, we keep going, and it's just like
Oh, we
and
don't
it
look
just-
back enough and talk about
it
things?
just gets into all this other stuff where it's like we're in this game of the year, and especially this year where there is so much. Like,
Yes.
God, Cuphead and God, Sonic Mania. Like the fact that this year happened to me, I don't understand. I got Zelda, I got Mario Odyssey, I got Cuphead, I got Sonic, I got Crash.
I was gonna say, where's the Crash Bandicoot?
I like that.
Like that's insane to me that this all happened, but it's like Crash being in a different conversation, and not to hate on that because it is what it is, and I feel like it. I saw today that so I didn't look at IGN's Game of the Year nominations, but they uploaded them all yesterday. Am I talking like a fucking parent? They put them all on the.
They
site.
uploaded them to the YouTube.
They put them up there and for all the shit, but I didn't even look at the categories. They now have a category that is best HD remaster.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, and do
I think we've done that at least once. Yeah, because they happen so much
Rangers.
now.
yeah.
Yep.
I mean, that's fucking cool, and I love that. And I saw that Crash tweeted out that Crash himself.
Wow.
Crash
He's a
himself.
busy man.
Crash himself actually sent me a holiday card, and I love that. It says XOXO Crash, and it warms my heart. I saw the Crash was nominated for IGN's best HD remaster, whatever the fuck.
Sure.
And I'm like, fuck yeah, that's awesome. And like to me, I'm like, Crash Insane Trilogy deserves some type of something, and I think that's it.
They did a good job with that. I know there were some
They did an
complaints about the
amazing
jumping and
job
stuff,
with
which I never really got bothered by the jumping changes or whatever. It felt
I
fine.
think it made it better. Like I honestly feel like it's the definitive way to play those games.
I like being able to. Like, you can save anywhere in there, right? Whereas before you had to work
In
through.
Crash
yeah.
1, they totally fixed it. They fixed a lot of the problems of the original ones.
Some of those levels are still a giant pain in the ass.
Giant pain in the ass, giant pieces of shit. It is what it is. It is still the same games, and I like that they kept it that way. Because if they changed too much, then it wouldn't have been the same thing. So it's like that's why Crash isn't in that same conversation, because I truly believe Cuphead, work of fucking art, Mario and Zelda, obviously. Sonic Mania, not quite there. I'm not stupid. I'm not crazy. But Sonic Mania is the best Sonic game. I truly believe that,
Yeah.
and I feel that it was such a love letter to Sonic fans like me that just wanted to believe that there could actually be a Sonic game to break the cycle. And there have been games that broke the cycle. Sonic Colors, Sonic Generations, both good games.
With the colors.
You didn't like Generations?
Not so much.
Really?
The best 3D Sonic game.
Generations
James is ready to come off the
First
bench.
two people I've ever heard be like, "Fuck yeah, Generations."
Generations.
Really?
Yeah.
I did, to be fair, I didn't play a lot of it. I played a little bit, and I was like, "This is another one of these."
Generations it took what Colors started,
Okay.
and took what the daytime levels of Unleashed started, and just
Okay.
were like, we're gonna just do this.
Maybe I'll play more of it. I know.
When
it's on
are they
Steam
putting
and
out the
everything.
Werehog version? That's what I
Yeah,
want.
let's not do that. But whatever, Mania is so special and it's so good, and it again such a love letter to the people that were patient, and it was made by people that really care.
Yes.
And I hope that we get more, and it seems like we will. So
I would imagine this probably did pretty well. So yeah,
Sega
definitely
put out
like
a
to
thing
see more.
saying it was the most successful Sonic game of the last decade and a half.
Certainly critically.
What successful means, we don't know. I don't know if that's just critical or if it's
Marketing speak or
sales wise or
something,
whatever. And also Sonic Forces sucked. So
Boy, did it.
yeah.
I played it.
James, quiet down over there. You're overstepping your
So,
bounds.
okay, you bought it, you played it, and compared to Generations, let's not even compare it to anything else.
Compared to Mania, it's
Compared to
nothing.
me, he says it's nothing. It's nothing.
For sure.
He's taking a deep breath. He's trying to formulate an argument. He still is now. He's like, let's take Generations. Let's make it boring. That's the ringing endorsement of
Not
the
down for
game.
that.
That's the
And
ringing
that's what it
endorsement of
was.
the game.
That's what it was to me.
Compared to like.
And he says, but compared to other shit, Shadow. He doesn't understand the microphone does not pick him up if he's not right here, so he's just still ranting
Okay,
about
here's
Sonic.
the thing. It's not the worst Sonic game.
Yeah.
And I can agree with that. It is not the worst Sonic game. It is better.
It's polished.
Take it to the bank. It's better than
Not the
Shadow
worst.
the Hedgehog.
He's talking.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
He's still talking to Tim.
So anyway, that's it. That's all you need.
It's polished.
If I can
Buy
just
Mania. Fucking buy Mania.
If I can
Don't
ju-
let this happen again.
if I can just chime in for 1 second on this conversation, the Shag and Wagon tweet doing real well. Just wanted you
doing
guys to
great,
know. I don't know if we're on the Animal Crossing subreddit yet. Kevin, you could make it happen. You could make a dream come true. Just putting it out there.
Should I spend $1,000 on that phone, Greg?
Yeah, I mean, you're in the house of iPhone. We both have it.
right.
Mick
Both
has
have the
it.
X?
Yeah.
Boy.
Kevin bought it for his fiance, or I'm sorry, his wife, because she's smart.
Here's my thing. I'm a tech guy. We have the LG OLED.
We do, yes.
If you enjoy that, you're
guess.
gonna love this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at how
seriously.
good Animal Crossing looks
My
on it.
thing is, I being a tech guy, I was still on the 2-year cycle
Me
for
too.
such a long time.
Me too.
Where I had the iPhones. I started on the 5, and then I got the 6 Plus.
Okay.
I did not do the 6S. I did not do the 7. I did not do the 7S.
Right.
So I was at that point where once this came out, it was predestined. I was going to get this. Waiting 3 years was crazy for me. I got this thing. This is the most excited I've been to have a piece of tech in forever, even more than my TV. And
Really?
I love my TV.
Man, I started with the 3G and I've been on the 2-year thing every time. But like when I saw $1,000, I was like, oh boy, that's a big ask.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah.
But if you've been on the cycle, what are you on then? A 7S
I have a 7.
or a 7? Yeah, you can make trade that in for a whole bunch of hundreds. Yeah, go
Get
big.
the 256. He says.
Yeah.
So you're
Oh
saying
yeah, I always
1,000?
do the big like storage
Yeah,
space.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
just got
Just had to
that.
ask.
Totally worth
I haven't seen one in the wild yet. Now I've got 2 in front of me.
Yeah. It's just that thing, and the camera's awesome. And I mean, for me, the justification always is that it's the computer I use the most.
Yeah,
I use it
that's
for
fair.
everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, I want it to be.
Makes sense. Sorry to derail the conversation.
So, all right, we
we're a
talked about
conversational podcast over beers. Don't worry about it.
Yes.
we talked about all of we talked about Horizon, Persona, and all that. We talked about all the Nintendo games. Is there anything else before we go?
Yeah. What are the
You
wild card
wanna-
games we don't play that you play?
What's your Friday the 13th?
Boy, something that I loved that no one
Crash
else on the
Bandicoot.
planet likes.
First off, fuck you. It's currently in the running for IGN's multiplayer of the year.
Really?
I think it might be voted on by fans, but it doesn't matter.
I will look at my.
Because guess what? IGN in their ivory tower, they don't know what it's like to be down here as the peasants in the mud, rolling around,
You don't know what it's
making
like to
out
be
with
at IGN.
pigs.
Let's see. I don't know if I have any super crazy ones here. Oh, Wolfenstein. I love the shit out of Wolfenstein. I don't know if I have something that I loved that like. was,
Not that
like-
you, no, let's dial back. Not that something you love that's weird off the wall, but something we don't talk about. That's why we like having guests. It's oftentimes, like you said, you love Minesweeper, you love Excel on PC. We don't
Yeah,
we don't
that's
play
my
any
thing.
PC games.
Yeah.
We don't know about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that is my primary way of playing games.
Really?
So, I never was because like growing up, I never had a PC that could actually run anything. My stepdad did, but he was convinced he'd have a virus
the
if I did
devil,
anything.
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I feel like that's my one hole in my gaming history is that like I didn't grow up playing StarCraft or Half-Life. I always tried to buy it, and I'd get my little $300 e-machines, and it would never run. And I'd maybe get to a menu screen if I was lucky. I could get Command and Conquer, and I had a ton of love for Command and Conquer because that would actually run, and I got to play it. But yeah, like now that I'm older and I can like build a computer and stuff, like I have a really good computer now. It's, run 4K to my TV and everything. So that is my way of playing games now.
Interesting.
But yeah, that's why I say I like it all. Like
Switch is no, we all do too. I give
yeah.
shit, but I'll play a great PC game.
Yeah. Trying to think, like Dead Cells was really cool. I know that's an early access thing.
What is it? I don't even know.
It's a roguelike. It's very much that like Castlevania style roguelike, which there have been a billion things like that, but I think this one just does it very, very well. Cool art style, good challenge. Kind of like Slime Rancher. That was kind of fun.
Okay.
Play that at all?
No.
It's on Xbox. That one's pretty cool. It's
Is that a Dragon Quest deal? Or?
no, it's like it's like you're making this
It makes
farm.
sense, right? James is laughing, but that makes sense.
I know what you mean.
Educated guess there.
Basically, it's like imagine Stardew Valley, but 3D, but you have a like Ghostbusters gun that like sucks in these slimes.
Yeah.
And you're trying to just kind of wrangle them and keep them all in pens so you can sell them. And so like it starts out like, okay, I'm going to get these rock slimes that are all spiky and rocky and stuff, and I'm going to shoot them all into this pen that I built. And then I'll catch these other ones that look like cats or whatever, and I'll shoot them into the other. And then you have to feed them certain things, but if one of them eats a wrong type of thing, they can just like freak out and start multiplying, and it's a fucking gremlin situation where they're all, it's going to hell.
Sounds like a Greg
This
Miller
does sound like a Greg Miller game, yeah.
And so like you got to find out what kind of food all the different slimes like. So it's like, okay, so those cat ones like carrots, so I got to make a carrot field over here. But
Okay.
it's just kind of funny, like the chaos that can happen when things go wrong, because it doesn't like specifically say like don't ever put these two types of slimes in the same pen together. You learn through making mistakes, and when you make mistakes, it is complete chaos. It's super fun, and like you're sucking them up with this Ghostbusters gun.
Yeah,
or
you got me. You
more
sold
of a
me.
Luigi's Mansion gun.
Okay.
But yeah.
Mario.
It's great. You're just going out into the wild, finding these slimes, and some come out only at certain times of night and everything.
Okay. That sounds awesome.
It's pretty cool. I like it a lot. It's not like top 10 for me, but it was something I played that was very good.
Okay. That's a good one. Good one.
Well, Dan, anything you want to pimp out?
Got the Giant Bomb Game of the Year stuff coming up. After, I think it's going to be the 25th to the 29th. We're going to do like 900 hours of podcast will be released.
God.
Well, not actually that, but
I know.
It feels
still
like it.
no, yeah. So that's break it down. You've been here for 2 weeks recording podcasts nonstop. What is the podcast content? Is it, hey, today we're talking about action game of the game of the year, and you do a podcast about that?
It's not so much like the standard categories of sports game of the year, RPG of the
Sure.
year. It's not that. We do have game of the year. Well, worst game of the year, best style, best looking game. Like we kind of separate between like best looking game is just like what it sounds like. You're looking at it, it looks really good. Style is like the whole encompassing thing of like the music. Like
5.
Persona is
Persona
like a
5.
major
Yeah.
contender for like style stuff. There are so many good moments in Wolfenstein that we broke that out into like here's the best Wolfenstein moment.
Well, best looking game, Cuphead, Horizon. Are those? In the same
I don't want to give away too much
But
about what we got.
are they in the same conversation?
Totally. I mean, they both look
cool.
amazing.
Great.
Like they're we talk about all this stuff. But yeah, just weird categories that change year to year. We've gone through a lot of them now. We're not done. Like best game is going to be the one that takes forever.
Yeah.
But yeah, we do a ton of video content alongside it. We just try to do something different than the average best this.
Of course,
best
of course.
So yeah, I don't want to give away too many
No,
categories.
that was it. I was just wondering
Yeah.
how you guys shake it out for somebody who doesn't know.
It's 5 days of podcasts,
Gotcha.
and each day is like 4 different categories. So it's a lot of arguing. It's a fun
always
time, though.
fun,
It's
right?
fun. Yeah, I'm having a blast. Other than that, Twitter, I'm Dan Ryckert. I sell books on Amazon.
Got a bunch of books out,
yeah, that's not really like actively like
If you want
selling
more,
something right
if you
now.
want like more Mortal Kombat stories, the dumbest kid in
There you
gifted
go.
class, right there. You
Yep,
go.
yep. Thank you.
Yeah. It's on my bookshelf. I see it every day.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
So
Dan?
it's been good. It's been great.
Yeah, thank
I
you
always
for
love coming
joining
by
us.
here. You guys
This
got a
is
good thing
awesome.
going here. Congrats on all the success.
Thank you.
And I know you've had this for a long time, but this studio and the set, and this
pretty
is all,
cool.
I'm impressed every time I come in here. So
I still get distracted by the wall during this.
it's
show.
awesome. Yeah, let's
I
see
just
it down
can't
here.
believe
What
the
fuck
amount of
is this?
times it actually syncs up.
Oh, it's so
where he's
weird.
talking about Mario and the Mario World map
pops
came
up,
up.
yeah,
I was
I'm
like,
like, okay.
fuck,
That really happened?
yeah,
Yeah,
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's just fantastic.
Yeah.
I love it.
Excellent.
Well, we also love you. Thank you for 150 episodes of this show. It kind of blows my mind as well. But until next time, I love you and thank you. God damn it. Should have seen it coming.
Pog!
Thank you for watching that. You can click here to subscribe to Kind of Funny Games. You can click here to subscribe to Kind of Funny. You can click right there to go to Patreon and support us with money, real actual money. We'd appreciate that the most.